Sooner Scoop HD.
I wanted to ask you about Jalen. I know Tuesday was a little rough for everybody, but it seems like conference play has really picked up scoring, rebounding, just a little bit of everything. I know you look for his leadership off the floor, but is he kind of a guy, as the team is struggling right now, you can kind of look to and say, hey, we need you to be aggressive on the floor?
Absolutely. Everybody's got to follow Jalen's lead. Jalen has been the most consistent guy, day in and day out, practice, offensively, defensively. By far our most consistent. We got to have other guys following his lead. He just has such a determination. Winning is forefront in his mind, and we got to follow his lead. He's been our glue, been our most consistent player. We just need people to follow his lead with consistency.
How do you approach the film session for Tuesday's game? Is it shorter than usual?
No. Yeah, our film session was very to the point. These guys have been resilient, bouncing back. With these short turnarounds, with the competition we're playing with the short turnarounds, every game I felt we've come back and fought and fought and fought. And we just got out of the gates so bad. And, that starts with me. And I take always the credit or the blame to how we start. And we worked against the press, and we got out there, and we were just straight-legged and threw 2 turnovers. We know we're not supposed to foul jump shooters. We fouled 3 jump shooters early on. And that was, right out of the gate, it was 11-0 on fouling jump shooters and 2 turnovers against the press. So, we really talked about that. And then we just said, we got to move on. We got to move on. Let's get ready for Alabama. We don't have time to sit there and go. We got beat down. It was the first time I've said that we didn't compete and have a belief. I think when we got down, it snowballed on us. We've gotten down. We were down huge against Iowa State and went on like a 20-2 run. This team has kept on being resilient, and we were not that game. And yes, we were up against a team that could win it all. So I don't want to act like we did it. TCU is on a downward snowball. They were rolling at Kansas. They're as hot as any team. So we let that team get onto a start like that, and then they snowballed it.
You mentioned before, starting is for high school, but is the starting lineup getting what you need from it the last couple?
Well, for sure not last game. We didn't start either half very well. 11-0 to start the game, 11-0 to start the second half. So that's obviously not what we want. We've had it, so I'm looking at it, but right now it's more of why. Not that is changing the starting lineup going to be the magical answer. No, I don't suspect that yet. But if there's need to be a change, I'm going to make a change.
Had Jalen in here talking about the holes, digging early holes, and the start.
The what?
Digging early holes.
Digging early holes. Yeah.
Start the game after the half. What have you identified in there? There are the turnovers. There's the fouling jump shooters. What did you identify from
in that game?
Really, the last 4 or 5. The numbers I think bear out that those first 4 after the half in the start games have been struggles.
Yeah. We've had a lot of really good start of the first half. We have this thing about having them call the first time out. We've had that happen a lot. For some reason, we haven't. We've had leads at Oklahoma State, leads at Baylor. I thought at Oklahoma State, we scored, we just didn't get stops to start the second half. But for us, getting out and stopping transition early, especially against Alabama, we've got to get out. We can't let them just really, because they're going to try to run, just like TCU. And when you turn it over, they're just pushing so hard against it. And they turn it into baskets. So I think just really establishing our transition defense, taking care of the ball, and getting good possessions. And, I thought the Baylor game, man, we had great possessions. It wasn't like we didn't start out well. We missed 4 or 5 wide open threes. Tanner had 3 really good threes. I think Jacob had a really good 3. So offensively, we started out good. I didn't identify that. TCU, we did not. We did not. And so we got to really, this next game, really establish our transition defense. Alabama is elite athleticism, going to try to run and shoot, and we've got to control that tempo early on in that first 4 minutes, because I've seen it. I saw them be up 37 at half against LSU. I saw them win at Houston, win at Arkansas, win at Missouri. This team is fully loaded, high-octane offense, and we've got to establish that from the jump that we're going to get back.
You mentioned hottest teams in the country. Alabama's another one of them. What jumps out to you about what NATO has done there in building this to where they are now?
Yeah, I think he's recruited high-level athletes to his system. You know, he's got shooters, he's got speed, and he's got length. And they try to make more threes than you. They try to get to the foul line more than you, and they're gonna rebound and try to get to their misses. And then defensively, they're not trying to give you a lot of threes. So I think they got elite quick guards. They got length that can shoot. I think Brandon Miller, the freshman, we've played against a lot of players that we've talked about that are going to be in the lottery in the first round. I don't know if anyone's going to go higher than Brandon Miller. He's a Kevin Durant type player to me. I think he's elite. I think he lets the game come to him. He is a freshman. He doesn't force a lot. He makes the extra pass, and then he can score at all levels. I think he's really, really good.
Justin?
Porter Brandon's had a few second halves in a row now where he's been limited scoring-wise. After looking at the film, what are some things you look for him to do differently, and what's your message to him?
Message to him is stay positive, stay believing, stay great attitude and body language. You know, you got to get past frustration. He wants to win so bad, but then he gets frustrated, and you got to get past that and understand that he can help us win in a lot of different ways. You know, scoring baskets isn't the only way you can help win. Defending, leading, setting other guys up, making winning plays, getting our guys into this stuff, sending a message of believing to the rest of the players. You know, that when Los and those guys look at Grant, you're looking at a guy that's like, hey, we got this. That's my message to him. That's what you got to look like. And that's something we're trying to help him with.
Back row.
Yeah, I was just wondering if, you know, probably a lot of people are counting this team out against the #2 team in the nation after what happened against TCU. Is that, you know, any sort of motivation for you guys, you know, just knowing that people probably aren't believing in your team right now?
I think always, you know, always you feel like that. Like for us, it's about what we believe in our own locker room. You know, we know that TCU game was our worst performance. We got to put that aside. We got to put that aside. And why not Oklahoma? Why not us coming in there believing that we can do it? We've gone into venues. We've played some of the top teams in the country already. We got challenges with Alabama's athleticism, their high-octane offense. We got to get stops. And that's a big challenge for us. But I think our guys put that one aside. We know that's not how we've played this year, and we're up for the challenge.
Go back to the room. Anyone have any additional questions? Go, Chris.
Yeah, Coach, is there a benefit to stepping out of the Big 12 in the middle and kind of helping reset things before you get back to conference play next week?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, if there's a benefit or not a benefit. I know we've had a nice draw. We've had the #1 team, Auburn, last year, and we got the #2 team, could be #1 this year, Alabama. So I think that's been a heck of a draw for us. But I don't know. I don't look at it. My mind hasn't gone to is it a benefit or not. My mind has really gone to how are we going to stop Alabama? You know, what are we going to do? That's all I've really been thinking about the last 48 hours is what we need to do to stop that offense and to score against their length.
Sooner Scoop HD.